the Pokemon trading card game is something I never really understood as a kid. And now, here I am at the ripe old age of 29, diving right back into the fray. To keep things interesting, I'm going to stick to buying sealed product. No trades, no singles, no easy way out. With a budget of just $50 a week, I'm going to build the best competitive deck I can, and see how it stacks up against the pros. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the penultimate episode of the Pokemon Sealed Only series, and oh my god, I am feeling all the feels. We're so close to the end of this experiment in gambling away precious currency on physical loot boxes, and I'm legit sad that that's the case. No, don't get me wrong, my wallet is very keen for a break, but I am gonna miss the weekly ritual of tearing open those foil wrappers and flipping through the 10 pieces of luxury cardboard I happen to get that week. You know, it's become routine for me. It's helped me reconnect with that joy of getting like that one-off booster pack, you know, after you begged your parents all day, you know, like back when we were all kids and the TCG first came out. It's been really nice to reconnect with that, you know? But anyway, all that sappy stuff aside, we still have work to do. So there are still a few cards we're chasing, but maybe not the ones you're thinking of, or at least the ones I've had to insert into graphics week after week after week. If only because it feels like the chances of pulling those are diminishing every day. Not that it would, but that's the way it feels. But there are some other cards we've maybe been neglecting that I think could help round out our deck in the meantime. So yeah, obvious consistency boosters are obvious and item lock is nice, but I'm talking about getting more crushing hammers, for example, or even getting a chaotic swell. You know, those kind of control-y cards that are going to help our Pikarom deck set the pace of the game a little better than it is right now. I mean, especially Chaotic Swell. You know, the fact that we haven't had a solid stadium to play with throughout the entire show is definitely an issue that we need to address, as is Pikarom's need for energy denial in order to hang in there. So, knowing I need to get all this stuff, and knowing we only have what now, 2 weeks to manage it, I decided to do something a little crazy. I decided to break the rules of the series, if only this one time, and spend a lot more than I should have. Honestly, I am just trying to brute force these cards, but this late in the game, I feel like I'm allowed, you know? I've been pretty good so far, so yeah, if I go a little bonkers this week, sue me. Okay, ladies and gents, I'm doing this a little later than I usually would, so forgive me for any awkwardness or anything else. It's a long week. It has been a long week. It's going to be a long week. But on the plus side, I kind of smashed this week's budget. Woo! Yeah. This is not $50. I decided, hey, it's the see what I mean? Yeah, this is not $50. I decided, since this is the penultimate episode of the show, I wanted to wrap things up in style. There are a lot of pieces I've been looking for from different sets, and I just know I'm not going to get them opening up the 8 or 9 every week. So I decided, okay, you know what? Let's go a little ham this week and see what we can get. I think there's like 16 here altogether. Yeah, there's 16, so I'll split this up into 8 and 8, I guess, right? How many? Well, whatever. We're gonna crack a bunch of these open. I've got everything from Cosmic Eclipse to the base Sword and Shield, Rebel Clash, Darkness Ablaze, of course. So hopefully we make out well for our Pikarom deck here. There's lots of cool stuff we could get. Crushing Hammers would be great. Chaotic Swell, Vikavolt and Crobat. You know what we're looking for, so let's just dive in. Let's start with a pack of Cosmic Eclipse. Haven't opened Cosmic Eclipse actually in a little while. It was nice, though. I stumbled upon a little place that had a bunch of these packs for very reasonable prices, and you better believe I was keen to gobble them all up when I saw, because, oh, very nice start. Full art, Lopunny, Mega Lopunny, and Jigglypuff. Would have been really good if we'd started the series a little earlier in the very tag team heavy meta. Not bad, though. Could still go in for the memes. Let's see. Let's crack a Darkness Ablaze. I think I've only got 1 or 2 of these, so our chances of getting the Crobat or Vikavolt are not good, but one can be hopeful. Okay. Got. And I hope you guys don't mind me going a little faster. These are a lot of packs, and I don't want this to go on for like 30 minutes, just the pack opening. Yeah, let's just keep going. I have a ton of Cosmic Eclipse. I really, really love this set. I think it was the last set they have where they actually have Dragon-type Pokemon as such, which is a bit of a shame because I love dragons and the whole dual energy thing they've got going on. So sad that they stopped printing those. Oh, I was looking for that for another reason. Cynthia and Caitlin might be useful as well, just to recover some supporters and get ourselves a little bit of extra draw. Let's see, let me grab a Sword and Shield here next. Oosh. You're gonna make me fight for this, aren't you? Yes, they are. You know, I could cut this, but I think it's just so much more hilarious for you guys to watch me struggle. Oh my god. All that for a Wooloo. All that for a Wooloo, ladies and gents. Crushing Hammer. Come on. Give Daddy a Crushing Hammer. What do we got? Come on. Not even the right Rillaboom. Nope. Okay, another Cosmic Eclipse. If we pull ADP, although that's obviously not really doing anything for our deck, it would still be hilarious. I wonder if we manage to pull ADP, maybe I'll give myself a little license to swap in some cards because that's a pretty legendary pull. But we'll see. I'm already breaking the budget for this week, so I don't know how much more I want to cheat at the end here. Bubkiss. Another Cosmic Eclipse. Okay, let's see what we got here. You guys know how I feel about giving the same card within one pack. That's just really bad. Really, really bad, you know? It's like, just give me another crappy card. Don't give me 2 of the same, right? It's literally double the uselessness. It's just kind of like, hey, we don't really care, you know, about our QC either, right? That's what that says to me. But maybe I'm just salty because I've been opening up a ton of packs and, you know, it is really hard to get what you're looking for when you have to rely on sealed only packs, right? Oh my god. You see what I mean when I say it's late? I have no idea what I'm doing. On Pheasant at the rare. That is a big FU. I think. Okay, come on, Cosmic Eclipse. We started out really strong. Maybe we can do a little better. Come on. Although, no white-backed cards, so I don't think we're getting anything super good here. No. I think this is our last Darkness Ablaze. Man, no Chaotic Swell either. I'm surprised. I literally just need 1 to stop other stadiums, but I can't even get that. Chaotic Swell and Cosmic Eclipse, they're like the most impossible to get uncommons in the world. What was I expecting? Yep, that was literally all of our Darkness Ablaze, so... unless we pull them next week, Vikavolt and Crobat. Well, we might just have to pray they'll come up in Season 2. Who knows? If the gods of the polls smile upon us, but I don't know. Okay, what can we get out of Rebel Clash? Maybe some Scoop Up Nets to do something a little more with those Jirachi while we still have them. Wow, brutal pulls. Brutal pulls this week. All those packs for nothing. All those packs for nothing. Oh, tag call. Okay, that's useful. Could run a very small tag call package. If we had Guzma Hala, that would be even better. If we could pull that. Then we can add in the Cynthia and Caitlyn as well. And it would be nice to, like, say, recover a boss, for example. I think that would be great. Okay. Oh, full art Magnemite. That's kind of cool. Useless, but kind of cool. Got a lot of these, actually. These full arts from Cosmic Eclipse. I think I have... Yeah, I think I've got all of them. I've got the Mimikyu, the Torkoal. They were kind of cool. They were kind of cool. It's a nice thing they did there. Hey, we got a white back. All right, let's see what's up. We gonna get another Boltund or what? I don't know. Maybe we can get a Dragapult and we can do our sealed only Dragapult next next season. Let's see. Sigilyph and Stonejourner. That's probably gonna be it for Rebel Clash 2. So, oh wow. If we get 16 packs and maybe just one card to use, I'm going to be really pissed. I'm going to be really pissed. That's why you don't buy boosters, kids. Do not buy booster packs. Just buy singles. Let someone else deal with that. You know? Nope. Okay, Sword and Shield. Can we see that elusive Tapu Koko? What are you going to give us? Oh god, I am just manhandling these things too. The heart of the cards is not going to be on our side with the way I am abusing these packs. Definitely not a Tapu Koko because no white backs, so let's see what's what. Hey, but we got a Crushing Hammer. Okay, I will take that. I will take that. Two is not 4, but 2 is better than 1. Okay. Not all for nothing then. Just for an uncommon. Hey, white back. There we go. Just for an uncommon, but I will take what I can get. That's literally got to be the motto of the series. You take what you can get. And what are we getting for our big shiny card? Oh, cute. Togepi, Cleffa, and Igglybuff. Tag Team GX. Nothing we can use, but... very adorable. And our last Sword and Shield. Can I get a third Crushing Hammer? That would be fantastic. Make up for the lack of Chaotic Swell in the... And a white back, awesome. Make up for the lack of Chaotic Swell in the 9 packs of Cosmic Eclipse we just cracked. Palpad. Have more of those than I know what to do with. Yamper, Grookey, Q-Font. Rarity Bombard, Quickball, and Cinderace. Nope. Do I have any more packs here? No. Okay. Realistically, got like 3 cards I can use. I could use the tag call,
just add that in as a one-off, because that'll fetch us our Pikoroms, our Raichu, and if we put this in and maybe pop back in a Mallow and Lana, that could be useful. Definitely adding a second Crushing Hammer. We'll see about this. We do have Eldegoss at the moment, and obviously when you get back the supporter with this, you've used your supporter for the turn, so you can't Cynthia and Caitlyn and then boss, and you're kind of telegraphing your move. So I'll have to think about that a little bit, but we can work with this. So let me make some substitutions, and we will jump into some games.
Wow, all that fuss over what essentially amounts to an extra Crushing Hammer. Well, we've had bad luck before, but I suppose making do is part of the job. So, obviously looking at the deck list this week, the only change is an extra Crushing Hammer. I mean, what else am I going to do? Now, instead of just bringing you guys 3 random games with our mildly tweaked deck, I decided to do something a little different here too. I've been really wanting to connect with you guys beyond just publishing the show and like chatting in the comments and all that. I wanted to play some games with you, and luckily an early supporter of the show, Nushi, was kind enough to sit down with me for a good old-fashioned best of 3. And even better than that, if that's possible, he's packing the spiritual twin to our own sealed only starter deck. Obvious foreshadowing is obvious. So without further ado, let's jump into some very special games this week. We dive into game 1 with a very crucial coin flip, allowing me to go second. Nushi opens up with a Reshizard and then a Cinderace V, but without access to Welder on the first turn, he just has to manually attach to the Zard and pass. As for me, I've got my Jirachi up and Zapdos in hand, so not too much going on. I Stellar Wish for an air balloon and decide to just go for the easy 80 damage by swinging in for a Thunderous Assault. Because why not? Back on Nushi's turn, he grabs a Marnie off of his Pokegear and then evolves the Cinderace into the VMAX to put a big threat on board. He goes for the greens, grabbing a Welder and Cherish Ball before he passes turn back to me. I retreat thanks to my air balloon and decide to go for the Marnie, hoping to slow him down just a bit. Now, I get Boltund V down, and I'm able to grab Dedenne off of a Quickball and go for the Dedenne change. I see a bunch of energy and decide to grab Tapu Koko Prism Star just so that I can pop it off later. Finally, I grab and slap down a Pikarom, and then I use a Speed Lightning energy to see some more cards, crucially a switch, and then I pop Boltund into the active to go for the Electrify, powering up Pikarom. Nushi establishes another Reshizard and then grabs a Dedenne. Seeing a bunch of fresh cards, he Welders for 1, allowing me to dodge the Deadly Flare Strike, at least for this turn, and then he just hits me with the Outrage. Now, I am in a rough spot, but I see a Speed Lightning energy, so I slap it onto Boltund, and then I go for the Professor's Research, and doing the math, I decide that, yeah, I'm going to risk going for the Electrify again and accelerate an extra 2 energy to Pikarom. Back on Nushi's turn, he establishes a Giant Hearth and then grabs another Dedenne. He goes for Mallow and Lana, wiping out all the damage I did before, and spoiler alert, this is going to become a huge problem for me in later games, as the current incarnation of Pikarom really can't do enough damage to outpace the healing. Now, luckily in this case, Nushi didn't have the switch, so I capitalize on his Giant Hearth to dump another Lightning Energy, priming Tapu Koko. I pop Dance of the Ancients, spreading my energy around, and then I use Boss's Orders to drag up the Reshizard and OHKO it with a very massive Bolt Storm. Cinderace VMAX comes up and I get slapped with a Marnie, but luckily for me he doesn't have enough to mount a comeback, so I gamble on getting another energy by going for the Marnie, and I am able to grab that crucial final energy, which allows Bolt Storm to one-hit KO the Cinderace VMAX for 340 damage. Whoa. Round 2 gets off to an inauspicious start because Nushi gets to go second. And when fire decks get to go second, you know it's bad news bears. And in typical fire fashion, he leads a lone Volcanion, which means a ton of fire energy is about to come into play.
I start alone Hoopa, which is really bad, but I do have some options in hand and I intend to play them. On my turn, I try like crazy to get off my combo using the Magnetic Radar to dump some lightning energy and grab Pikarom and Dedenne. I bench Pikarom and power it up with Speed Lightning Energy, which also gets me a Boltund. I go for the Dedenne change and grab Tapu Koko, and I pop Dance of the Ancients immediately, but without a switch or anything else really to do, I have to miss a crucial turn and pass. Nushi slaps down the Reshizard and then welders to it, seeing some new cards, and then he goes for the Flare Starter, priming that Reshizard for massive damage. Now, I make a bad play here, the first of many. I toss my Professor's Research with a Quickball just to grab a Zapdos. I make an even worse play after that by bossing up the Reshizard and then attaching to Zapdos. I don't really know what I was thinking, but honestly, once he gets that 5th energy on the Zard, I know the game is kind of up because he can wipe out pretty much anything on my board if he attaches just one more and goes for the GX attack. So the Hearth comes down, and then I get hit with a Marnie, which further deprives me of my options. A Flare Strike wrecks my Hoopa, so I'm forced to put Dedenne up, but thankfully I have the Air Balloon, which allows me to go for a quick Zapdos play, sending it into the active to sting for a bit of damage and hopefully tee up a KO for later. A Alolan Lana comes down, and thanks to Cinderace's ability with the Hearth in play, he can actually just pivot back and blow up my Zapdos with the Reshizard. So now I'm 2 prizes behind and kind of out of options. I grab a boss and drag up the other Reshizard, and then I try to go for a Electrify with my Boltund to set up Pikarom. But unfortunately, another Dedenne comes down, which means that another Alolan Lana is in my future, leading to the fiery death of Boltund. I try to go for the Tandem Shock play, but a third Alolan Lana leads to a Double Blaze GX, and thus game. Going into the final round, we're all tied up, and that means that this match is going to be an intense one. I lead Jirachi against Nushi's Volcanion, and once again, he's going second. So I have to prepare for a serious threat from Reshizard. I establish a Boltund and a Raichu, and then I just pass turn. He slaps down a Reshizard and then hits me with a Marnie, and then of course goes for the Flare Starter right away. On my turn, I use the Magnetic Radar to dump a bunch of energy and establish Pikarom on board. Then I use Dedenne Change to see some fresh cards, in particular a Quickball, which gets me Tapu Koko Prism Star. I power up Boltund and Pikarom, and after failing a Crushing Hammer, I have to Stellar Wish, still not getting the switch. So I use another Quickball to thin the deck and go for Professor's Research, which does finally get me the switch. I send up Pikarom and go for the Full Blitz, KOing the Volcanion and accelerating to Raichu, because I really don't want to put all my eggs in one basket this game. Nushi slaps down the giant Hearth, and now with Reshizard in the active, he follows that up with a Welder. He also fetches another Reshizard and then goes for the big Flare Strike, leaving Pikarom standing with just 10 hit points. Back on my turn, I charge up Boltund and then use a Team Yell Grunt to bounce in energy off of the benched Reshizard, just to slow it down that littlest bit I can. Then I go for the Full Blitz, knowing that I need to get another attacker fully charged. In this particular case, the Raichus. Nushi grabs a few fire energies off of the Hearth and then welders to the benched Zard. He switches that one in and goes for the Outrage, taking an easy KO on my Pikarom. I bring up Jirachi and am quick to thin my deck in the search for an Air Balloon. I decide to boss up the crippled Reshizard, and after grabbing a switch off of Stellar Wish, I do manage to pop in the Raichus and go for the Lightning Ride GX to KO the Reshizard and then tag into Jirachi just to deny an easy 3 prizes. So now I am in a strong position, and if I can get enough energy on board, Boltund might be able to clean up. But Nushi knows what's up, so he bosses up my Boltund and takes the easy KO on Boltund with the Flare Strike. So now I'm panicking, but I do know I've got an out. I have enough in hand to do a Tandem Shock loop, and if I can swing that, it's game. So I pop in the Raichus and go for a Tandem Shock, stunning the Reshizard. Now, with all the cards in hand, I'm pretty sure that Nushi has a switch, but Raichu is beefy, and as long as I don't lose my hand, I can repeat the attack pattern next turn for game. Well, Nushi has the switch play. He pops down an Eevee and goes for the Mallow and Lana, and then attaches and retreats with the Eevee, allowing him to hit me with an Outrage. Now, on my turn, I retreat to Jirachi and go for the Stellar Wish, grabbing a critical reset stamp. This is basically my last hope. I have to stamp him down to 1 and then pop in the Raichus for Tandem Shock, praying he doesn't have access to a switch card the next turn. If I can do that, it's all stitched up. But after landing that Tandem Shock, my boy draws a card, gets a Quickball, and with that, a Dedenne, which sees him into a switch, which sets up the pivot, and a KO from the Reshizard with a big fiery inferno of a finishing attack. Well, that was a seriously fun set of matches. I am a little bummed that I lost, yeah, but I can't be too bummed because that last game was actually really down to the wire. And you know, we had some really solid plays throughout the whole set. Also, it was fun to play against Reshizard, which you just don't see much of these days. Everybody's running around playing Scentiscorch, and it's like, where's all the love for Charizard? I'm kidding, I know Charizard gets a lot of love. And of course, above all else, it was really great to finally get to play with one of you guys out there. Makes it feel a little less faceless, you know, when you know who you're playing with on PTCGO and you're able to have a fun chat here and there while the game is going on. I do hope that I'm able to do this a little bit more before the series wraps up, you know, of course, after as well. Now, speaking of the series finale, the final episode of Pokemon Sealed Only is on the horizon. Like I mentioned last week, the idea is for me to enter a tournament with the quote-unquote finalized Pikarom deck and see how I do. Now, just a heads up for you guys, that finale is probably going to be 2 weeks out, if only because things are still ridiculous at work, and when I say ridiculous, I mean I am working evenings and weekends right now, so trying to squeeze out the episode while giving it the attention it really deserves, that's proving tough. So for the sake of my sanity, I'm just letting you guys know now, more likely than not, it's going to be 2 Saturdays from now before you see that final episode. So just a heads up. I'll try and get something on in the meantime just to whet your appetites. But yeah, just so you know, series finale probably not dropping next week. I want to do it right. There's no point in rushing it. So that's where I am on that. And really, that's about it, guys. If you enjoyed today's show, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm hoping to finish up strong. It's kind of crazy, actually. We're creeping up on 60 subscribers, which is nuts because we just hit 50, last week? Not even. So, while I don't know if we'll quite make it to 100 before the end of the series, if I can make it to 65 or 70, yeah, your boy's gonna be happy. So, do what you can, spread the love, and hopefully, in a little while, I will have a fantastic finale to the show, and then, we'll see what's on the horizon after that. So until next time, guys,